Hi all out there, good to see you all again. First of all, I'd like to apologise that I haven't done any videos for a good long while, especially featuring myself. Obviously I've done ones promoting the band, but I haven't really done any movie reviews in a long while, and the camera's shaking. I apologise for that. For once I'm not actually here to talk about Queen. I know that's kind of ironic considering there's a big Queen poster behind me, but that's not the reason why I'm here. Also, if this video appears to be a little out of sync, like I know the last one I did on this software was, then apologies in advance, but I'm just going to get right to it. I'm actually here because about an hour and a half ago, it's now 11:37 on the 20th of October 2009, about an hour and a half ago, I just got back from seeing the new Michael Jackson movie, which is obviously called This Is It. And now, as many of us people know, it was a tragic loss on June 25th of this year, when we really lost a true music icon. We hadn't seen the likes of Michael by anyone else, or, it's like so many people have made such an influence on music. You look at Ray Charles, Buddy Holly, Jimi Hendrix, Freddie Mercury, Elvis, and Michael was the last of those great idols, I feel. And so I thought I'll go and see this movie because it's quite ironic. I wasn't originally going to book tickets for the show, and I never ended up doing anyway, but the day before he died I had a bit of a plan. It was going to be a big reunion thing for a friend of mine who I haven't seen in 10 years. She was supposed to turn up for the movie tonight, but she obviously let me down at the last minute, which I'm a little bit annoyed about, but I'm not going to go too much into that because this is about Michael. And I watched this. I went in there, completely, dumbfounded, and I was thinking, what is this movie going to be about? I mean, I know we've seen trailers and short promotional clips, but they've not really delved into it, which I think is really good because A, it's promoted the movie in a good way, and B, it stopped a lot of the bootleggers from actually leaking this out early. But aside from that, I walked in, and this is going to contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, stop this review now, go and see it, come back, and then check it out. I was really impressed. I just can't believe a 50-year-old guy with this much energy, ready for his comeback shows, and believe me, after seeing this, he was going to do all 50. I mean, there are little bits in it where he's like, I'm trying to save my voice for the actual show, and, you have to understand about this, and, he did seem a little aggravated, but he was enjoying himself during these rehearsals, and you could tell just from the look on his face. It seemed like he'd really missed this. Genuinely missed this from, I think the last time we saw him do some serious performing was I'd have to say from what I've heard of it, I've not actually seen the footage myself, but I'd actually have to say the Apollo Theatre show in 2002, which he guest appeared with Diana Ross, I think, from the photos I've seen. But this was going to be like the first tour since the History Tour in '97, which he more or less lip-synced the whole thing, minus a few bits of Billie Jean and Beat It and Wanna Be Starting Something, and obviously the Jackson 5 medley was completely live. But this time it was getting completely back to the roots. Most of it was going to be live vocals, and you can even hear him singing live. I mean, even on tracks like Black or White, which he'd always lip-synced in the past on his tours. And it's, you're just sat there thinking, how can a guy who's dancing exactly the way he did 10 or 20 years ago just suddenly drop dead like that? So, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. but you watch this and really get a feel for what the concert was going to be like. Yes, there are little interviews in it with like some of the band members. There's obviously Kenny Ortega like directing it and talking over a lot of it, but aside from that, it's just a case of, you know, it's like, oh, what could have been. And I felt that this has really satisfied the fans, excuse me, in a nice way. But you know, sorry, that's something. And he was only rehearsing, but you could still feel that he was putting most of his full energy into like the preparation, you know, like directing the band and, you know, the dancers and making sure they were all in the right places for the right moments, and, you know, seeing all those little pieces of magic come together at the right moment, and, you know, just the little details that go into a show. I mean, I know this obviously from being in a Queen tribute band, and obviously it's different for a tribute band because you have the material there and you just need to go from there, really, and obviously direct yourselves in what direction it's going to go in, which is what my band's doing at the moment. But no, I must admit, this movie, it really is a good interpretation of how most of the concert was going to be. Obviously, there were songs that were still left unfinished, like I read in a magazine that the day he died, he was supposed to start work on Dirty Diana, which was obviously going to be amazing considering he hadn't done that since the Bad Tour. And I think, in all fairness, and I think it's a good way to wrap up this review before I play the trailer to entice some of you all, really, who probably haven't seen the movie yet. And, you know, let's just say this was going to surpass the Bad Tour by miles. You know, he was going to be at his real peak of performing. You can, you know, let's just say the sparks fly off even in rehearsals. Right, I'm going to leave it there and let you guys go and see the movie for yourself. Oh, one last note. Michael on the cherry picker during Beat It. It is the funniest moment. Kenny's trying to make it out as this big moment, but he's just on the cherry picker and he's like, wee! I'm on the cherry picker. Wee! Funny as anything. And, you know, it's really worth checking out. So, you know, this is Guitar God 645 giving Michael Jackson's This Is It a full 11 out of 10. Check it out, and I'll hopefully see you guys again soon. Take care. Here's the trailer.
Marco. The man is here.
We're all here because of him. May that continue, with him leading the way.
This is the moment. This is it. It's an adventure. It's a great adventure. You want to take them places that they've never been before. You want to show them talent like they've never seen before. Let's do it one more time. I love you. I really do. We're family, just know that.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Hold for applause, fade out.
Michael has a depth to him that people don't really know.
This is a dream come true. When MJ comes in the room, his presence is just amazing.
That's why I write these kind of songs. It gives some sense of awareness and awakening and hope to people.
The
why at the center of everything that we're doing is so much about this.
I feel so blessed that I can give the world that.
Let's offer love. LOVE.